Hey guys, what's going on? Starting another Van Dyke vlog today, and you might notice that we're in a new spot. So what we got going on here, and excuse the mess, is the new garage. Now we'll just start with this part, but like I said in the last video, it's been a couple weeks since I've filmed anything, and that's mainly because we were moving, and then I got sick here this week, and I still got a little stuff up in my nose, still trapped in my chest, but I'm feeling pretty good. And so what we're going to watch today, and what I want to show you, you'll see a little bit of the garage, the new spot, my man cave, but something that we're going to do today is a valuable life lesson that you can learn. Now, I don't know half of the things that you need to know for valuable life lessons, but one thing that my dad and my grandpa did teach me was this valuable life lesson. And so it's the lesson of working on your own things, finding things out for your own. It'll save you money, and plus you'll get educated on something new. So just to show you what I'm talking about, we have this mower here. Now my grandpa graciously gave us this riding lawnmower because we now have about 1.5 acres of land to mow. But where it has been sitting for a couple years, it's got a little bit of issues. Excuse me. The carburetor right here, it has a little bit of gunk trapped in it. So I'm going to have to take the carburetor off and try and clean that out. And then also, as you can see, this is an old metal tank here, so a lot of debris can get down in the middle of these tanks. And if you notice, this here is the fuel line going to the carburetor, and there's nothing there to filter out that gunk that travels through the tank. So what we're going to do is that we're going to put in a fuel filter right about in here, and then that'll filter out any of the gunk that travels down through here, and hopefully we'll catch it. Now the valuable life lesson about that is that I have never done this before, but I'm going to learn how to do it. I'm going to teach myself how to do it. I might mess up, yeah, maybe, but you know, I'll try and figure it out and fix it. You can always look at YouTube videos, or luckily for me, I have a grandpa that knows the answer to just about anything with this. So come along with me as we tackle this life lesson today. Okay, so I would just like to recognize the fact that I have to take those tiny little screws off, those little bolts. And it might not look that tiny, but compared to everything, that is very tiny. But luckily for me, I have actually found the tiny little socket that works with it. Thank goodness. I was beginning to get worried. go. One carburetor removed. Okay guys, so I got the carburetor off and I just sprayed it out and cleaned it, and it was just such a spraying mess that I just did not want to put it on camera and try to fool with the camera and risk, you know, some type of fluid getting into the camera. So while we let that kind of dry out and stuff, the next task that we're going to go for is putting in a fuel filter on the fuel line. So right here is the fuel line, and so we're going to try and put it in somewhere right in there, and so we're just going to have to cut the line, put the fuel filter in, and then it'll be set to go back to the carburetor, which goes right there. Alright guys, so there we have it. We have completed this part of the project. Now the other part of the project that I need to do is get a belt for the deck. I was using it the other day and the old belt shredded and it just completely disintegrated, so I have to get another belt. Now I've actually bought 3 belts for that deck already. I tried to measure it off the old one, but it just wouldn't work because the old one just shredded into so many pieces that I can't get an accurate measurement off the old belt. And where this is an older mower, I can't really find anything online as far as what the old belt is. So I'm just kind of guesstimating, and I almost got one, but it's just about a few inches short and still won't get over the last gear. So I gotta go back to get another one. But let's break down what we did just now. So as you remember before, this line did not have this filter on it. So this was the first filter that I've ever put on a gas line. I've seen them before and it was very simple to do. All I had to do was just cut the line in 2, and there's a flow direction arrow on this bowl that you have to pay attention to, and so we made sure that the flow was going in the right direction. And so that will filter out any junk that comes out of this tank here, because it is an older metal tank, so it'll filter out all of that. And then it goes down here to the carburetor, which we cleaned out. Now that had some nasty gunk in it, so it really needed to be cleaned out, and so we got that taken care of. So we'll fire it up here in just a second to see how it runs and see how she does, but that's what we did. Now the valuable life lesson of that is I have never done that before, but you know, just knowing the basic knowledge I have about engines, watching my grandpa do them, we've redone some tractors, and just with the basic knowledge that I have, I was able to do that simple task. Now, I've never done it before, and you know, I could have had somebody else do it for me, or you know, just bought a new mower. But this one it's a good mower. It just needed a little bit of TLC done to it. And now it is a mower that will be able to function better. And now I have the knowledge to say, hey, you know, I've done that before. So it taught me something. I saved a few bucks because I didn't have to go out and buy a new mower. And, you know, I have a little bit more knowledge about a subject now. So take that as a valuable life lesson. You know, not everything has to be done by somebody else or has to be paid to be done. I think a carb cleaner was like $2.50, $3. That fuel filter was $2. I mean, so really just $5 into the job, and it was taken care of. So take that as a valuable life lesson. You know, try to look for life lessons in everything that you do in your life, and then you can use them later on down the road and use them in your life as a lesson. Hence the name. That's basically it for tonight. It's just kind of a short video, but I thought it would be neat to show this process. Now, excuse me for me sweating so much. As you can see, I bought that fan right there for me, and it really helps out here in this Tennessee humidity and the heat. But again, this is the garage, my lovely, lovely garage. Still have some stuff over there in the corner I need to get cleaned up, but that was just put there when we were moving. And when I got sick, it just put me down for a few days. So hopefully we can get it straightened up. But you can see I got some of my car cleaning things over there, some tools. The bike hasn't been ridden in a while, but it's over there. And this place right here is what I'm really looking forward to. I love having this workbench. Now, this was all left here from the person before this. And, you know, it works. It is a workbench. It functions well. But... excuse me, like I said, I'm getting over my sickness, but as you can see, he just I put my things up there because we were moving in. I just want to get stuff put away, but what I'd really like to do is get a whole sheet of this pegboard. I have a few sections